Hello, my name is Kevin with Veilux, and the video you're about to see of the NVR program does have a couple of issues. Our recording program that we use to record the videos for you is incompatible with the NVR. So from time to time with our video recording, you will see double images, like you'll see the screen of the NVR, pan, tilt, zoom and everything, and then you'll see the same screen right beside it. Also, our channel 1 that we have hooked up, the only channel that was running, the picture will be cut in half from time to time. You'll see that, and that is only because the recording program we are using to post these pictures or the videos for you is incompatible with the NVR. We did our best to post this, and it does look good, and you will still understand it. Thank you, and here's your video for the NVR. Hello, my name is Kevin with Veilux, and today we're going to go in detailed depth of the Veilux program NVR, which is used for the IP cameras. First thing, we're going to talk about the program installed on the PC and where do we want to send the data. On the unit, you do not want to have your data saved onto the C drive or anywhere that you would have like data programs or other recorded information. The NVR needs to have a place to save the video files in a separate partition or a separate hard drive. You do not want to mix up the video programming of the recording with your actual C drive if you do long video recordings and everything, because once this is done and you do this, you will eventually fill up your C drive. Your unit will become slow because there's so much data, there's no room, and then you may even have the option of overwriting stuff, and it will start overwriting old data, which would eventually overwrite your Windows files and everything. So you need a separate partition to avoid any crashes, slow runs, no memory, or no room. Second, you want to avoid the conditions to prevent system crashes or reboots. You want to disable automatic Windows upgrade settings. If you specify a time for automatic upgrades for the Windows operating system, the automatic upgrade can cause a reboot or a system halt. Automatic upgrades of Windows operating system is not recommended when you're using the NVR. Multiple monitor device drivers for the NVIDIA chipset can cause reboots or system halts. We do not recommend using video cards that use NVIDIA chipsets as well. Firmware compatibilities is another issue. You want to check on your Veilux camera the VVIP series, which all the new ones that are being shipped out have a firmware of 2.4. If you see visible artifacts observed on the screen code, this compatibility is a firmware issue, which is on the 2.0 firmware, which was about a year to 2 years ago. So this issue has been resolved for quite some time. The recommended settings of the frame rate and the bit rate is a D1 size video set frame rate less than 15 frames per second. The CFI size video, make sure that the bit rate for all video channels is less than 50 megabits per second. Now I'm going to talk more about the NVR program. The NVR program is a PC application program packet target for use on central real-time video monitoring and recording system based on network cameras and video servers that are distributed over the IP network. The NVR needs a high performance PC. It is recommended to install the NVR on a highly reliable hardware platform such as a workstation. And Windows XP, Vista, and 7 are all recommended for the OS. The NVR shows the maximum stability and performance when the PC is running no other application programs. The basic screen of the NVR includes up to 16 channels. The NVR supports all network cameras and video servers supplied by Veilux. The key features of the NVR is supports up to 16 channels, or if we build you a server and you can have a special requested server that has 64 channels, live monitoring, recording, remote management of the network cameras, video servers or DVRs, various recording modes, schedule manuals, alarms, monitoring triggers, a separate playback screen that can handle up to 16 simultaneous playbacks without interrupting the real-time monitoring, separate event or log management, integrated pan, tilt, zoom controls, network DVR servers, and control features. The basic display screen of the NVR consists of up to 16 videos with up to 4 basic display screens that can be launched simultaneously that supports up to 16 channels on the request of the Veilux servers. These screens can be shown in a single large screen or can be displayed on multiple displays on different monitors using multiple monitors. Make sure to install significant graphic card on your PCs to handle multiple monitors. Time reference of the NVR. The NVR includes features that needs time reference. NVR refers to time set on PCs for the operation. It is very important to keep the clock of the PC precision. The time, which is displayed beneath each screen in white colors for real-time connection, is the time information sent to the network camera. Do not change the parallels related within the network configurations while the NVR has a video connection with corresponding devices. Do not run application programs other than the NVR on the same PC. This can cause an instability in performance degradation of the NVR. On Windows Vista and Windows 7, users will need to configure their user access control and privileges levels for properly recording and still video captures in the NVR and the web viewer. The following through the details and documents that are ensured in the settings. This is Windows 7 and I will be showing you how to do the URC or the user access control in Windows 7. On Windows Vista you will need to see your user manual on how to do it in Windows Vista. On Windows 7, here I'm going to show you how to set up your user access controls in Windows 7. First you're going to go to Start, then you're going to go to Control Panel. Most of the time this is set to categories, but I always use large icons. Scroll to the very bottom and click on User Accounts. Then on User Accounts you're going to click on Change User Account Control Settings. Here is where you will move this all the way down to the bottom and hit OK. This will allow you to install the program and have all the other features working properly the way you need to have the program working. Next, you will go ahead and install the NVR program. Once you install the NVR program and everything, you will have an icon that is stated NVR like we have here. You will next go to Property, or right click on the unit and go to Properties. Next we will go to Compatibility. Here you will need to check this very bottom button, Run Program as an Administrator, and hit Apply and then hit OK. In order to play recorded Windows files in the event log, you will need the ICF Player program. Will be automatically installed when you install the NVR. Okay, more information about how the NVR. We've got two arrows right here. This will take us from channel to channel. As you notice that this blue is jumping from channel to channel. If we're enlarged on a big screen, we could actually jump channel to channel, but it would recognize if there's more cameras and it would jump to the next channel if there was a camera. But since there is no camera, it is not going to jump from channel to channel. But you can use it like this and it will jump from channel to channel if you have more than one camera hooked up. Next is you can lock the screen or unlock the screen here. Here you can make it one large window, so all your icons will be hidden. You will not have a small screen. You'll have a full large screen, and you can also just have it on one screen with the whole screen enlarged. Next, you have controls where you can do 4 windows, 16 windows, and different windows. You can have it on one, and then the full 16 channels. Next is you've got different remote relays down here. We only got one camera hooked up right now with a relay on it, so it is only going to show one. Next, you have your focus. You can plus focus, autofocus, or negative. You have your pan tilt, or you have your pan and tilt functions here. And then you have your zoom control functions right here. There's also settings that you can set in this unit to have certain size of screens for certain units. You can click on here and we can make this large, and then we can hit check. Notice how this screen became large and all the other screens around it became small. You can set this one by, if you want like double screen side by side or something, that can all be set up in this, where you can grab and just make it into 4 corners and then 4 small ones. This right here, you can set the screens on the way you want to have the screen set. You want 3 large ones and 4 small ones, or all of them small, or just one large picture. This can all be set in the tilting and resizing of the window setting. Next, I'm going to talk about detail and description on the IP setup. Here in the camera assignment, you will click here. This will bring up the address manager. You will need to type in the description of the camera that you have listed as it is on your router. Next, you will need to type in the IP address of the camera, the channel number, the user ID, which is defaulted roots, the password, which default is admin, and I have changed the port to 9003. The default is 554 for the RST port. You need to be sure that these ports are open on your router in order for the camera to work properly. Also, if you are not using web port 80, you will need to type in the IP address with colons at the very end with the web port that you are using. By default, we are using web port 80, so we just need to type in the IP address. But if you're using web port, let's say 9000, you're going to need to type in 10.0.10.24:9000, and also if you're using an outside or want to see it on an outside IP address, you must type in your outside IP address, then the outside web port address you're using. Next, I want to talk detailed descriptions about the hard drive configuration. Here is where the path folder right now we have NVR record. Okay, you can change this by clicking on here. You can delete this, and then you can go down here and type in another one. You can search and put it on a different unit or something. As I said, on this one we do not want to change it. We want it on this one, and you want it on a separate drive. You do not want to record onto like your C drive, or if you have a D drive with all this data information, you want to add another hard drive to record over. Here you'll search. Here you can add. Here you can click on the path below if you have several of them and delete the one that you want. And when you're finished with your configurations, you would hit the check here to finish your configuration. Next, I'm going to talk about alarms. On this particular NVR, we've got 64 channels. This is showing that we've got 64 channels with alarms set to it. Here, you would type in, if an alarm goes off, how long of a duration you want the alarm to record. Here you can search for certain sounds that you would like for the unit to make. If the sound or alarm goes off, you can actually have your window unit make a sound. Here, let's say there's certain units that you do not want the alarm, you would just click on those R's and they will go away, so that means there's no alarm set. Next, to apply, you would click OK. To do not save these settings, you would hit the X. Next, we have the playback feature. The playback feature here in this screen has several options. You can choose the date that you want to do the playback, the screen that you want to do, and the type of the data. I'm not going to go too much into details on this because we do not have any recorded data on this unit. Here you would search the file and everything that you'd want to play, and then you could go play, stop, pause, and then forward, fast, or by the frame. But as I say, we're not going to show you too much details in this because we do not have any recorded data on this unit as of now. If you have audio hooked up and you want to activate the bi-directional audio communication, this feature is turned on and off by this button right here. That means it's on, that means it's off. If you want to capture a still image in BMP type, like we have here, you would click here and that would capture it, and then it will give you this file, giving you a file to label it and save it as the file that you want to save, and you can save it under the BMP file. We do not want to save the file, so we will hit cancel. On some cameras, you can even do rotate. This will turn the screen sideways, upside down, the other way, and straight up like it is now. The next feature is called Admin. When you click on Admin, it is going to bring up Windows Explorer. The default username is going to be root, R-O-O-T, all lowercase. The password is going to be admin, A-D-M-I-N, all lowercase, and hit OK. This will open up Windows Explorer and will take you to the admin menu of the PTZ. Later on in another program, we will go into details on how to set up all the setups of the basic setup through the administrative. Right here we have 16 channels for alarm status. When an alarm goes off, this icon right here will become red for the first 2 minutes. After the first 2 minutes, it will become orange. You can click on the event log Windows viewer and the event will be turned off. On adjusting the brightness in the display of your unit can be set here. You can brighten the display. As you can see, when I go up, the display gets bright. When I go down, the contrast goes down. Same thing with the brightness. You can brighten it up or you can make it dark. This is all up to the user and how the user wants it set. And if you have sound on the unit, you can also turn up the sound, turn the sound down, or even mute the sound, or mix the sound with the program or with the sound when alarm goes off versus the sound of your actual PC. Next function is centering. Let's say that we have a picture on here and we want to center this picture. You would click on here and then you would click on the picture. The camera would automatically move and center where you clicked at, centering everything on here. So we clicked on this picture and it's centered up here. It's wherever you click, it would make that the center of the picture. You click it again, it's no longer green. That is undoing the center part. Next, we're going to talk about our preset list. Here, we do not have any presets set up. But if you have your presets already set, you would click your certain presets, and then you would hit OK, and then your camera would let you know when there's presets notified. And this includes some of the features that is in our Veilux NVR program. Thank you for watching and learning some of the steps and features that we have with the Veilux NVR program.